Hello children. Today we are going to see supplementary chapter 2, The Adventures of Toto. Toto is the name of a monkey. People used to have pet animals as the pet in the houses. But then have you ever heard that a monkey as a pet animal? Here in this lesson we are going to see that people keep a monkey as a pet. Let us read. Have you ever had a baby monkey as a pet? Toto is a baby monkey. Let's find out whether he is mischievous or docile. Let's read the story. Grandfather bought Toto from a Tonga driver for the sum of 5 rupees. The Tonga driver used to keep the little red monkey tied to a feeding trough, and the monkey looked so out of place there that grandfather decided he would add the little fellow to his private zoo. So, grandfather bought this Toto, that is a monkey, from a Tonga driver for the amount of 5 rupees. So, that means grandfather is already having a private zoo, so he wanted to add this Toto also as another pet. Toto was a very pretty monkey. His bright eyes sparkled with mischief beneath deep set eyebrows, and his teeth, which were a pearly white, were very often displayed in a smile that frightened the life out of elderly Anglo Indian ladies. But his hands looked dried up as though they had been picked in the sun for many years. Yet his fingers were quick and wicked, and his tail, while adding to his good looks, also served as a third hand. He could use it to hang from a branch, and it was capable of scooping up any delicacy that might be out of reach of his hands. You know how the monkeys act. Mostly monkeys don't stay in one place, they do lot of mischievous, much more small monkey. And here also the monkey also doing the same mischievous. He is using his tail as his third hands to hang on the branches and so on, having lot of fun there. Grandmother always fussed when grandfather brought home some new bird or animal. So it was decided that Toto's presence should be kept as a secret from her until she was in a particularly good mood. Grandfather and I put him away in a little closet opening into my bedroom wall, where he was tied securely, or so we thought, to a peg fastened into the wall. Grandmother was always in a fizzy mood, not happy with grandfather's activity, that grandfather used to bring new birds, new animals to their zoo, but grandmother finds difficulty to keep the place clean and so on. She was charged very much, and grandfather thought if grandmother comes to know about this Toto, and she will be more upset. So grandfather decided to keep secret about this Toto, and he tied this Toto in his bedroom wall, and somehow this Toto tied himself and climbed to the wall. A few hours later, when grandfather and I came back to release Toto, we found that the walls, which had been covered with some ornamental paper chosen by grandfather, now stood out as naked brick and plaster. The peg in the wall had been wrenched from its socket, and my school blazer, which had been hanging there, was in shreds. I wondered what grandmother would say, but grandfather didn't worry. He seemed pleased with Toto's performance. So this boy and his grandfather saw that monkey sitting on the wall, and they kept secret about this Toto from his grandmother. But then this Toto, which was very mischievous, climbed the wall using this school blazer and escaped from the room and sat on the wall. He is clever, said grandfather. Given time, I am sure he would have tied the torn pieces of your blazer into a rope and made his escape from the window. So, this Toto was so clever that he took the rope, or rather, took the blazer and made into rope to climb the wall. So clever this Toto was. So the grandfather praised this Toto's activity. His presence in the house still a secret. Toto was now transferred to a big cage in the servants' quarters where a number of pairs of rabbits, a tame squirrel, and for a while my pet goat. But the monkey wouldn't allow any of his companions to sleep at night. So grandfather, who had to leave Dehradun next day to collect his pension in Saharanpur, decided to take him along. So grandfather decided to keep this Toto in a cage where already some rabbits and squirrels are there. Also one pet goat. But then the next day, grandfather had to leave to Saharanpur to collect his pension. And if Toto was left in the cage, and he would not allow other animals to sleep peacefully, so grandfather decided to take Toto along with him in the trip to Saharanpur. Unfortunately, I could not accompany grandfather on that trip, but he told me about it afterwards. A big black canvas kit bag was provided for Toto. This, with some straw at the bottom, became his new abode. When the bag was closed, there was no escape. Toto could not get his hands through the opening, and the canvas was too strong for him to bite his way through. His efforts to get out only had the effort of making the bag roll about on the floor or occasionally jump into the air. An exhibition that attracted a curious crowd of onlookers on the Dehradun railway platform. For the Toto, a big canvas kit bag was provided to go along with the grandfather, and the canvas bag was so strong, and the Toto could not bite and escape unless it is opened. But somehow it got escaped, rather got the bag rolled about on the floor and jumped on the uh, Dehradun railway station platform, and it has become an exhibition to the people around there. Toto remained in the bag as far as Saharanpur, but while grandfather was producing his ticket at the railway turnstile, Toto suddenly poked his head out of the bag and gave the ticket collector a wide grin. Actually, the pets were not allowed to carry along with the passenger. So, grandfather kept him secret in his bag. But then, when the ticket checker checked this grandfather's ticket, this Toto slowly poked his head out of the bag. The poor man was taken aback, but with great presence of mind and much to grandfather's annoyance, he said, "Sir, you have a dog with you. You will have to pay for it accordingly." In vain did grandfather take Toto out of the bag. In vain did he try to prove that a monkey did not qualify as a dog or even as a quadruped. Toto was classified a dog by the ticket collector, and 3 rupees was the sum handed over as his fare. So the ticket collector said dog was not allowed to freely, and he had to pay ticket for dog also. But grandfather said it was not dog, it is a monkey. But still, the ticket collector considered monkey as a dog, and he collected a sum of 3 rupees as his fare. Then grandfather, just to get his own back, took from his pocket our pet tortoise and said, "What must I pay for this, since you charge for all animals?" So grandfather not only carried Toto with him, also a small pet tortoise, and grandfather also took out this tortoise and asked ticket collector what he should pay as a charge for this pet tortoise. Then what did the ticket collector said? The ticket collector looked closely at the tortoise, prodded it with his forefinger, gave grandfather a pleased and triumphant look and said, "No charge, it is not a dog." So the ticket collector said, looking into pet tortoise, said, "So no charge, so because it was not a dog." This is a scene which happened in the Saharanpur station. You can see here the ticket collector, the grandfather, and this Toto then in his pocket. And let's continue. When Toto was finally accepted by grandmother, he was given a comfortable home in the stable where he had for a companion the family donkey Nana. On Toto's first night in the stable, grandfather paid him a visit to see if he was comfortable. To his surprise, he found Nana without apparent cause, pulling at her halter and trying to keep her head as far as possible from a bundle of hay. So, at last, Toto was accepted by grandmother, and they put this Toto in a stable where donkey stayed, and the donkey was called as Nana. And every now and then, grandfather used to see this Toto in the stable. Grandfather gave Nana a slap across her haunches, and she jerked back, dragging Toto with her. He had fastened on to her long ears with his sharp little teeth. Toto and Nana never became friends. Now, this Toto and Nana are kept in a stable together, and though they are staying together, they could not become friends. A great treat for Toto during cold winter evenings was the large bowl of warm water given him by grandmother for his bath. He would cunningly test the temperature with his hand, then gradually step into the bath, first one foot, then the other, until he was into the water up to his neck. So now grandmother used to take lot of care about this Toto. During winter, grandmother used to give hot water for Toto to take bath, and all of a sudden this Toto does not get into the bathtub. He used to shake first one foot, then the other foot, then whole fully till his neck, then only he will take bath. Once comfortable, he would take the soap in his hands or feet and rub himself all over. When the water became cold, he would get out and run as quickly as he could to the kitchen fire in order to dry himself. If anyone laughed at him during his performance, Toto's feelings would be hurt and he would refuse to go on with his bath. One day Toto nearly succeeded in boiling himself alive. So when Toto gets into the bathtub, and as long as it is warm, he will take bath. Once it is getting cold, so fastly come out of the tub and go to the kitchen to the fire to keep himself warm. If anybody laughed at his performance, and he would feel hurt, and he would not, uh, rather he would refuse to go to bath. But one day uh, Toto had to, was to boil himself alive. So what happened? Let us see. A large kitchen kettle had been left on the fire to boil for tea, and Toto, finding himself with nothing better to do, decided to remove the lid. Finding the water just warm enough for a bath, he got in with his head sticking out from the open kettle. This was just fine for a bath until the water began to boil. Toto then raised himself a little, but finding it cold outside, sat down again. He continued hopping up and down for some time until grandmother arrived and hauled him half boiled out of the kettle. So this mischief Toto had to do lot of mischievous thing. And one day, since it was cold outside, wanted to take bath in warm water. So he found in the kitchen a kettle had kept for boiling for tea, and he found that water little warm, and he got in, and the since water kept for tea, it needs to boil more, and when it felt more warmer, it tried to come out, but then outside is very cold. So again this Toto stayed inside. At a particular point, grandmother arrived there and hauled him and took him out of the kettle. If there is a part of the brain especially devoted to mischief, that part was largely developed in Toto. He was always tearing things to pieces. Whenever one of my aunts came near him, he made every effort to get hold of a dress and tear a hole in it. So, this Toto not only mischievous to the family, but also whoever comes to his house, he did the mischief to them also. Especially aunt of this boy came near him, and he would tear the dress and make a hole in it. So mischievous Toto was. One day at lunchtime, large dish of pulao stood in the center of the dining table. We entered the room to find Toto stuffing himself with rice. My grandmother screamed, and Toto threw a plate at her. One of my aunts rushed forward and received a glass of water in the face. When grandfather arrived, Toto picked up the dish of pulao and made his exit through the window. We found him in the branches of the jackfruit tree, the dish still in his arms. He remained there all afternoon, eating slowly through the rice, determined on finishing every grain. And then, in order to spite grandmother, who had screamed at him, he threw the dish down from the tree and chattered with delight when it broke into 100 pieces. So, very mischievous Toto. One day during lunchtime, he found a dish of pulao on the dining table, and he took the pulao to eat, and whoever came, he threw at them. Especially, he threw at grandmother, and grandmother screamed and threw the plate at her, and also aunt rushed forward to take the glass of water to pour on the face. But then the Toto picked the dish of pulao and climbed to this jackfruit tree, and it was waiting there to finish the full plate. And to please this grandmother, he threw the plate at grandmother, and this plate broke into 100 pieces. Obviously, Toto was not the sort of pet we could keep for long. Even grandfather realized that we were not well to do and could not afford the frequent loss of dishes, clothes, curtains, and wallpapers. So, grandfather found the Tonga driver and sold Toto back to him for only 3 rupees. So, this Toto, a monkey, cannot be kept as a pet at home, because monkey usually is mischievous, and it was more mischievous with rather in the grandfather's house. So grandfather decided to sell back this Toto to Tonga driver from where he got him. So he got for 5 rupees, and he sold back to this Tonga driver for 3 rupees. That's what we have for this supplementary adventures of Toto. Here we have few questions. Five questions are there. So write the answers for them and learn them also. Thank you.